Well, baby, to me, the neighborhood ain't look like a bad neighborhood. It just looked like an abandoned neighborhood. Nigga, ain't nobody out here. So to me, I'm safer out here than I am in there. Second of all, let's say it is a bad neighborhood. Baby, the same way I drove up in this neighborhood, I could drive up out this neighborhood. Meaning every single solitary hotel in the whole motherfucking city is booked. Nah, my baby. Nah, my G. That ain't how it works. Baby, I'm finna call the Motel 6. I'm finna call the Riverdale Inn. I'm finna call mom and pop. Baby, somebody got a room. See, he said, well, you saw a bed? You saw a bucket? Yes, nigga, I saw a bed, a bucket, and a camcorder, and the me-ish was going down. What's up? It's Nikki. Welcome back to my channel, King Nikki TV, where I give you commentary on popular movies and TV shows. In this video, I will be reviewing the new movie, Barbarian. Everyone and their mama have been talking about how great this movie is, and I literally, the movie ended, and I swear to God, I'm sitting in the theater like, did I see the movie everybody else saw? Y'all, oh my God, I really did not like this movie. I mean, I can like some mediocre-ish, I can like great-ish, I can like good, I can like okay. This movie for me was terrible. I mean, no redeeming factors at all in my personal opinion. Barbarian is basically about a young lady who goes to an Airbnb, finds out a guy is already staying there. They both find out that the Airbnb has been double booked somehow. Now, one thing that is the bane of my existence is the stupid decisions they have characters make in order to move the story. I cannot stand that. And the number one thing you will get in this movie is characters making dumb decisions. I mean, like, not even dumb, this asinine decisions. It just, from the very beginning, it just does not make any sense. This movie had the dullest dialogue ever. I was so bored. It felt like an hour of character building. Like, I so badly, I was like, how long we been in this movie? Because ain't ish happened yet. They just talking. It was so annoying. And then something happens, and then we get another character introduction for what felt like another hour. It felt so long. I was like, are you kidding me? I was sitting here like, baby, is we watching a horror movie or not? Because I feel like I was watching a romantic comedy. Like, that's what the setup feels like when old girl comes to the Airbnb. She uncomfortable, and then they kind of loosen up and start chatting. And I'm just like, baby, what kind of movie am I watching? I'm so confused. And I actually had that thought quite a bit while watching, because when Justin Long character is introduced, it's a lot of what felt like slapstick comedy, and I was just like, baby, what kind of movie am I watching? And that, you know what, I said there's no redeeming factors with this movie. It is a redeeming factor, the trailer. I do not like this trend of how trailers these days are literally giving away the entire movie, and I do love that about the Barbarian trailer. I walked into this movie and I turned to my right and I was like, this is my left. I turned to my left and I was like, I don't even know what this movie is about. Like, literally, I went into the movie having no clue what the movie was about. The only thing that I really took from the preview was you saw someone jumping out in the dark who I knew was Keith. So that was the only thing that I went in kind of knowing. But they did well with the trailer. I like that. I enjoy going into the movie having no clue. I don't even know the synopsis. But so we get what felt like an hour-long character building, which it obviously wasn't an hour, but it felt so long because I was so bored. It was so dragging. But then I was confused. I was like, baby, why do we have to spend 45 minutes of Tess and Keith talking just for him to immediately get killed off? And we get introduced to another character. Like, baby, what are we doing? And then, okay, so Tess is at the Airbnb, right? And it really does not make any sense. He's already there. And he tries to get her to stay because he's like, I don't know if you've noticed, but it's a bad neighborhood. Well, baby, to me, the neighborhood ain't look like a bad neighborhood. It just looked like an abandoned neighborhood. Nigga, ain't nobody out here. So to me, I'm safer out here than I am in there. Second of all, let's say it is a bad neighborhood. Baby, the same way I drove up in this neighborhood, I could drive up out this neighborhood. Then the whole, she wasn't going to stay right. She came in and she was going to look on her phone to find a hotel. Oh, well, child, Keith say, well, you know what I thought about? It's a convention in town. So every single hotel in the whole damn city is booked. Look, child, a convention at a hotel, meaning that hotel is booked for the weekend, plausible. A convention, meaning every single solitary hotel in the whole motherfucking city is booked. Nah, my baby. Nah, my G. That ain't how it works. Baby, I'm finna call the Motel 6. I'm finna call the Riverdale Inn. I'm finna call mom and pop. Baby, somebody got a room. It ain't no way that a convention in town, and this is Detroit. This ain't no little small town where them Stephen King movies happen at. Baby, this is a big city. Baby, I know that somebody got a hotel. And baby, I got a whole working motherfucking car. I can drive to the next city if need be. I ain't staying here with no stranger. It just, nothing made sense. Nothing about this story for me makes any sense. Like, at all. And baby, I can suspend some belief, but they went too far. Nothing made sense in this story. Nothing at all. Now, she ends up staying the night, and they keep showing us this toothbrush on the floor. I don't understand what that was supposed to mean. First of all, that's disgusting. If that's the only plug in the bathroom, baby, plug your toothbrush up in the bedroom. So she stays the night. She is at first weary of Keith, who they was trying to make seem so suspicious and so like we're supposed to be weary of Keith. I knew wasn't nothing up with Keith. I knew it from the beginning. It's a certain way that movies portray the person they want you to like be scared of, which comes into play again in this movie. But I knew Keith ain't had nothing to do with nothing on nothing. I knew he was just gonna be an innocent victim just like Tess. Now, Tess has a job interview. Baby, the whole night passed. She go to her job interview, and I'm sitting here like, oh, she made it out the house. Like, I'm literally watching the movie like, oh, she made it tonight. She out the motherfucking house. Y'all, the movie for me was dragging. Baby, I didn't need to see Tess at her job interview. Why did I need to see her at it? Like, we literally had to sit through the interview, sit through her saying bye to the lady at the interview. Child, are we for real? Like, come on now, child. So she gets back to the Airbnb. She was supposed to leave the key in the little lockbox for Keith. She brings it in the house because as she pulls up to the house, we got Hobo Joe Black Man running towards her. Little girl. First of all, baby, this is a grown woman. Who just started yelling little girl down the block at a grown behind woman? And it was so, this movie for me, it's just, everything was so obvious and predictable. Everything. Baby, did I predict that it was some kind of, what was the lady? Chromosomal, messed up, incest made lady in the dungeon in the basement? No, I didn't predict that at all. Did I predict it was some man from a Reagan era that had been kidnapping and raping women and making babies with his offspring? No, I didn't predict that at all. But every moment that happened for me was predictable. I knew Keith wasn't the bad guy. I knew Hobo Joe Black Man running at her and she flipping out being scared. I said, I bet he trying to warn her about something. I bet he trying to warn her about the house. Like, that was so obvious. They always do. This movie did not do anything that I have not seen done a million times in other horror movies. Obviously, the scary man running at you is really just trying to help you. So she runs up in the house, the man running after her, obviously trying to warn her in the dumbest way possible. Now, she gets into the house. Fast forward, she goes down to the basement because even though she's packing up to leave, she's trying to use the restroom. She needs tissue. It's tissue in the basement. Now, the basement door ends up closing, which I'll buy that. Okay, I will buy that. I have been in houses before where the door start creaking and old houses do old house things, whatever. But baby, we locked in the basement and she noticed some rope string in the wall, something hitting door. Why would I care about this? I wouldn't care about this rope. I wouldn't pull this rope. This obviously ain't a way out. So why would I even do this? It made no sense whatsoever. But of course, she pulls the string. She goes through this hidden doorway to some freaking passageway dungeon. Which, baby, I don't even know what we're doing at this point. She sees a room that's just creepy and disgusting. There's a disgusting bed, and it's a camcorder, and it's a bucket. Baby, I see a camcorder, a bucket, and a bed. I done seen enough true crime to know it's a man holding women hostage and assaulting them. And the women supposed to pee and crap in the bucket, and they're recording the mess with the camera. None of this just made no sense to me. But more stuff starts to just not make sense. So let's fast forward. Keith gets home. It's a window in the basement. She gives him the key. He lets her up. She's scared. She panicked. She frantic. We upstairs now. We ain't in the basement. And she telling him about what she saw, and she trying to get out. Yo, why he keep trying to stop her? Baby, we don't know each other. Why does it matter if I want to leave? He just keeps saying, oh, well, I didn't see it. Baby, why do you need to see it? I don't care what you saw. I saw it and I'm leaving. It just made, he literally grabbing her. I didn't see it. Just calm down. Why? Why do I need to calm down? Why do I need to convince you of anything? Why do you need to see whatever it is I saw? It just ain't make no sense. And whatever, on his side, I ain't even gonna say he don't make no, she don't make no sense. Because I don't care what you saw, I saw it. And I'm getting the fuck up out of Dodge City. But no, y'all, he tells her to just wait 5 minutes. Baby, I ain't waiting 5 minutes, I ain't waiting 5 seconds. I'm getting the motherfucker up out of here. And also, they were supposed to call the rental company the next day. Baby, we ain't never called a rental company. I guess we just ain't care no more. But anyway, he convinces her to just give him 5 minutes. Let him go down and see. He said, well, you saw a bed? You saw a bucket? Yes, nigga, I saw a bed, a bucket, and a camcorder, and the ish was going down that shouldn't be happening, that I don't want to be a part of, and I'm finna get the fuck up out of here. But anyway, he just gotta see it. So he go down in the basement, and she calling his name. Ain't no response. Child, I'm leaving. Matter of fact, you could check the dungeon all you want, but I'm leaving. Like, it just ain't make no sense. Like, was it just me? Obviously, it was just me, because everybody raving about the movie, but it made no freaking sense. I don't care what you looking at down there. I'm leaving. But she keep calling his name. He not, and this irks me in horror movies too. Baby, I have been in situations in real life where I be like, Keith, I don't hear nothing. Then child, I'm gone. Like, no one is responding to me. So she go down there. Y'all, she go into the room. Baby, y'all, this is a small room. This is the type of room where you could look in the doorway and see every inch of the room. Keith ain't in there, girl. But she walks into the room. Baby, she look under the bed. Baby, why would Keith be under the bed, girl? Why would... y'all, this stuff was just so stupid. I'm just like, F Keith, I'm not going deeper into this mug. So we hear Keith yell, help me. Baby, I can't help nobody. What the fuck am I supposed to do to help? I know what help I can do. I can get my ass up out of here and I call the police. That's about all the help I could give you. This irked me. So Keith yelled help. And she walking more into this dungeon, deeper into here. And when this is why I say everything in this movie is predictable. I'm in a dark hall. Obviously something gonna jump out at you in a dark hall. And this was the part I remember from the preview. Was Keith I said this was a scene from the preview. Keith finna come jump at her in the dark. So y'all, more stupidity. So Keith come jump at her, which, baby, what help was I supposed to get? Nigga, run, like, help yourself and get out of here. But anyway, we finally come head with each other. And she trying to get him to go out the way she came, which was the way we got in. And he keeps saying, no, something bit him. And it's that, baby, it can't be the way I came, because ain't nothing bite me. I'm trying to tell you to come exit with me, but he started fighting her. All of a sudden, something come up behind him, start bashing his head into the wall. Oh, so hold on now, Keith, baby. You told me whatever it was back here where I was. No, it was back there where you at, child. If you hadn't sat here arguing with me, maybe we could have both got out of here, or we could at least been heading towards the exit. And yo, Tess is just standing there while he get his head. He got his head bashed in about 4 or 5 times. And she stood there the whole time. Baby, the second his head got grabbed, before it hit the wall, I'm running. I don't understand why people don't have the instinct to run. So, next thing I know, we cut to Justin Long. And I'm just like, Lord Jesus, child. And we get a phone conversation I don't care nothing about. He riding on the highway. I'm just like, child, we just had 45 minutes of talking and dialogue and nothing else besides that with Tess and Keith. Now we get Justin Long's character and we got more talking. I'm just like, child, I was really sitting in the theater like, I'm so over this. I'm so over this. And I love Justin Long. I do. Don't get me wrong. I like him. And okay, you know what? I'll give the movie that. Everybody was great in their roles. All the acting was solid, except the Hobo Joe Black man. I feel like he was overacting and just over dramatic. But hey, maybe that was the character. But everybody did great in their roles, and all the acting was good. Now, Justin Long is in a Me Too moment of he coerced his co-star to sleep with him. And child, he don't tell his friend, which I'm sitting here like, baby, this gonna end up on the front page. Why aren't you saying anything to this boy? He gonna tell his friend, yeah, she had sex with me. It took a little convincing. Child, if you gotta convince somebody to have sex with you, I'm gonna put that under, I won't put it under the R word, but I'm kinda want to. You shouldn't have to convince somebody to have sex with you. If they wanna have sex with you or they don't, child. I'm persistent. He was just, the pompous, typical Hollywood actor character. But it was just a bunch of stuff that just a dialogue I don't care about. So he got this whole scandal and he in 3 months gonna be broke because he gotta spend $75,000. Baby, if you finna be broke in 3 months for $75,000, then you ain't really that rich to me. So I think it was $75,000. It was some amount, child. I can't remember. So he wants to liquidate property, and come to find out his property is the Airbnb. Now, child, I ain't never sold a house, but don't you send the real estate agent to go do this ish? He go to the Airbnb and he's like, people are living here. Y'all, this ain't make sense. The Airbnb rental company folk gonna tell them, not the Airbnb, the rental company, that's who puts the place on the Airbnb. They tell him they had tenants a week ago, so Tess been in this dungeon for a week, and they only send a cleaning crew when someone books a place. Now, child, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense at all. If someone rents a house and they leave, you don't know if they put a hole in the wall. You don't know if they trashed the place. You don't know if they lit this bitch on fire. Like, what kind of rental? Like I said, child, I ain't never sold no house and I ain't never rented no property, but it don't sound right to me. I would think I'm gonna check after every person leaves while I got your credit card, while you done stayed here, and I'm gonna see whatever you did to the place and what kind of state you left it in. Not what the place gonna get booked for a year. You just ain't gonna never come in. It just ain't make no sense. So Justin Long is there. Y'all, we end up seeing him do a bunch of yada yada that I don't care about. He goes down to the basement. He knows someone is here because Tess stuff is here. And again, we see the toothbrush on the floor, which I don't know why the director was fascinated with, kept showing us that. But, and I'll get a movie props for that. The direction was good. Movies, when stuff is filmed in the dark, they don't do well with the light, and sometimes they did well. Okay, I'll give the director his props. So Justin Long going down to the basement, he got a knife and he's like, prepare to get effed. Baby, ain't you already in trouble for that? Like, what are you talking about? So he go down to the basement. And I guess, is this a man thing? Because Keith wasn't perturbed by the stuff in that room. Baby, Justin Long sit in this room with a camcorder and the bed and the bucket, and he just like, oh shoot, extra square footage. Yo, like I can't with this movie. It's so stupid. Y'all, this boy started Googling if the dungeon can be added to the square footage of the house. Then this fool take a measuring tape to go measure y'all, this was so stupid. This was so freaking stupid. And this movie just doesn't make sense because if I'm living in the basement and I'm snatching niggas up that come live in a house, shouldn't it be a line of cars outside of all the tenants who done been at the Airbnb? Shouldn't a house be full of people's things that done been left at the Airbnb? When the maid service come in every month, they don't see cars. Oh, baby, what happened to the cars? Because the naked, crazy monster barbarian lady, I know she ain't driving the cars nowhere. Or are they trying to say it's a bad neighborhood so people is just stealing the car? I don't know. It just does not make any sense. So we get a backstory of a man who originally lived in the house during Reagan days. He kidnaps women and holds them hostage. But y'all, he's still living in the basement. So how Justin Long own the house? Who sold the house? I don't understand. Now, the lady goes out at night, right? But Tess and Keith survived perfectly fine until they went into the basement. Instead of having the characters be dumb and make illogical decisions to go into the basement, why didn't we just make the story where the barbarian naked lady came upstairs and snatched them up? I just don't, this movie, nothing about this movie was original for me. I mean, she basically is just like the people from The Hills Have Eyes. The man was having babies with his offspring and she just, some 6 foot tall Hills Have Eyes person. Now, I'm also wondering, so the first night when Keith goes to sleep, he ended up having nightmares. So what was that? Was that just something random? Because I thought maybe, because at the time, when they first stand there, we don't know the barbarian naked lady and man is in the basement. We don't know what, is happening at the house. So I'm sitting here thinking, well, they must have drugged the tea he drank. Like, what was with those nightmares? Is that just nothing? And like I said, I could see the basement door closing on its own. But who opened Tessa's bedroom door the night she went to sleep that first night? I don't understand. Justin Long introduction for me, the story got goofy. I could care less to see him at the club getting drunk. It felt very slapstick. And I get when movies have tonal shifts, which is perfectly fine. But for me, this movie felt all over the place. I felt like I didn't know what I was watching. Obviously, it's a comedy horror, I presume. But I was Justin Long dropping a gun and measuring him measuring that damn dungeon when he see cages and the room, the bed, just measuring the dungeon with that dang. And is that how you measure rooms? I don't know, but it just felt really stupid. I didn't like it. I just did not find this movie enjoyable in the slightest. The movie was very predictable and laughable all at the same time, and not even like good laugh like but laughable like this is just so stupid. Y'all. And it's also predictable because of, like I said, did I know what was actually in the basement? No. Or dungeon? No. But every setup, every moment they always mess with the flashlight in horror movies. That's predictable. Of course, when you're in the dark and you needed the most, the flashlight started flickering. That's predictable. The black man running at us. That's predictable that he was trying to warn her, but being scary and leading her into the place that he's trying to warn her to get out of. It's just so predictable. And then when Tess and Justin Long character escapes out of the house and Hobo Joe takes them to his little water tower, wherever the heck he stay. And the second he say, shit, I lived here 30 years. She ain't never came in here. It was so predictable that she was finna bust up in there the second. Y'all, it was so predictable that she was finna bust up in there the second he said that. It's just like, y'all, it's just like Deep Blue Sea. when Samuel Jackson's giving his speech in front of the open water and the shark come up and bite, but Deep Blue Sea made it way more fun. Like, that was so, I don't understand why people are like, oh, this movie is just so great and it was so tense. What was tense? I wasn't tense and I was bored. Nothing was tense. You cannot just put people in the dark and call it scary. Like, that's all. We was in the dark, walking through the dungeon with a typical flashlight flickering, and that's supposed to be scared? Somebody jumping at me in the dark, like, that's so typical. The black man knows that the man who owned the house and been living in the house was abducting women, but the cops don't know nothing about it. And now, child, that was something that really annoyed me. I know cops be stupid in movies. You hear me? I really want to know if cops is as dumb in real life as they make them out. Because they be making cops so stupid in movies. So Tess escapes when the freaking Hills Have Eyes lady is preoccupied with Justin Long. That was something else. Y'all, the lady was not trying. She didn't try, she did. The lady breastfed Justin Long. And I was just like, child, I don't want to see this. Like, child, what is this? Like, it just felt so ridiculous. But anyway, while she with him, Tess is able to escape. She breaks the window in the basement. Now, she runs, she gets someplace, she calls the police. Child, they treating her like she just a hobo, like she under the influence, and it just does not make any sense. I'm dirty, but I'm not. Can't you give me the breathalyzer thing? She tells them that she's been held hostage and someone is down there as well and they're in danger. Y'all, the cops just drive away. Baby, I'm showing you the window I broke out of. Any easy detective work can tell you to look which way the glass goes to show you if the window was broken in or broken out. Obviously, where the glass is, the window was broken out. And my car is right up front. You can't run my plates, bruh. It was so stupid. Are cops really this stupid, y'all? I mean, like, please school me. Are they really? I don't care how crazy you think a story sounds. Ain't you supposed to investigate? I'm dirty, but I'm not drugged or anything. And then what if I was drugged? Because you do kidnap people and drug them in order to make them easy to, hold down. Now, nothing about this story for me was creepy or suspenseful or tense. The story was weird. And y'all, why was the lady obsessed with a baby and breastfeeding? I didn't understand that. Am I just slow? I didn't really get that. Why is she obsessed with being a mother and calling these people her baby? And who bashed that baby head into the wall, child? If these are your babies, why are you attacking them? But Tess did say if you flip out or whatever, it makes her flip out. But I guess I was supposed to explain it. But whatever. And then the black guy was like, there's something worse than her down there. I kept expecting another Hills Have Eyes monster to come out. What was worse than her down there? Was it the old man who used to be abducting women? I didn't understand that. Now, she also tells the cops that she don't have her ID. But baby, the ID is right there in the house. And my car is right. Don't your car have like your registration and all that stuff in the glove box? We can't just run her place and get her registration and check that stuff out. Nothing about this just made any sense. The cops literally pulled off and just left her there. Like, they literally just left her there. So we also have the idiot asinine situation of Tess gets in her car. The freaky Hills Have Eyes lady comes out. Tess rams the lady with her car. She slams into the house, right? And that don't kill the lady. Then when they in the water tower with the black man, her and Justin Long, after the black man gets killed, they run up the water tower where 20 feet high. And Justin Long character, to save himself after saying, because the girl, Tess could have ran off and been free. Tess went back up in that mug to save Justin Long, which it was predictable and obvious that he was going to shoot her. Like, y'all, everything is just so predictable. Obviously, he was going to shoot her. That was so easy. But he ends up, after saying this is his fault and he got to make things right, to save himself, because the idiot drops the gun when they up on the water tower and the Hills Have Eyes lady's coming after them. Tess came back to save him and he shot her. And she got shot in the gut. This is a gut wound, but she able to run and duck and fly, and there's all kind of stuff, child, whatever. So he tosses her off the water tower, telling the Hills Have Eyes lady, get your baby. Baby, we fall 50 motherfucking feet. And I could have sworn I saw blood on the pavement, but she wasn't dead. It made sense that Tess wasn't dead. I knew Tess wasn't dead because Tess fell on the lady. But how is this lady not dead? She got rammed by the car into the house. She fell 50 feet down the tower and she don't die. But then Tess shoots her and she dead by a sole bullet. But nothing else killed her. I don't understand. And then, child, how they watching TV in this dungeon? They got outlets in the dungeon. And then the rental company don't wonder about the electricity use when ain't nobody even supposed to be in the house. Y'all, oh, Jesus. It just don't make nothing made sense. This was so frustrating. I felt like, I didn't know if the movie, it's like some parts felt like the movie wasn't taking it so seriously. Didn't feel like it was. Didn't feel like it wasn't. I didn't know what this movie was trying to be. I didn't know what this movie wanted to be. It felt like the movie didn't know what it wanted to be. But hey, maybe it did. And it executed it well. And it succeeded. And it just woof over my head because I didn't get it. Now, Justin Long character brought humor and ish to the movie. But I didn't like it. To me, it felt like an hour of just comedy and talking, and then like 20 minutes of the actual, I guess, horror and action. I didn't like it. And I know that usually you have, the build up at the beginning when you setting up the characters, and then the final part is all the action. But no, we didn't even get that. It was like building up characters and then a little sliver of stuff happening, then building up another character and then a sliver of stuff happening, the climactic scene at the end and how everything finishes up, which the ending felt rushed and it felt anticlimactic to me. Like, where was the climax part of the story? Did I miss it? And nothing felt climactic at all. I don't know. I have literally not been so mad walking out of a movie theater. I have not been so mad when a movie, y'all, the movie ended. And when like the second it ended, I hopped up out of my seat and I was like, man, F this. Like, I hopped up out of my seat so fast. And the only reason I sat down is because I was going to do a video on it and I wanted to see if they was going to have a scene where, how they do when the credits roll. But I was so mad. I was so annoyed. I really feel like this might be the worst movie I've seen since like 2020. Like, this movie for me is terrible. I don't even know what kind of score I would give this because, baby, it's nothing redeeming for me. I did not enjoy a single moment of this movie. I was bored to tears. I was annoyed. Everything was predictable. Baby, what did I enjoy? I got nothing. I can't say, oh, well, at least XYZ was a good death scene, or at least, no, I got nothing, y'all. I did not enjoy this movie. I'm going to give this a solid 0 out of 10. I can't even, what kind of score would I get? Like, this movie is terrible. Terrible. I don't think I have ever, and maybe my memory ain't too good, but I really don't think I have ever reviewed a movie on my channel that I did not give at least a 3. I got nothing for this movie. I literally have nothing. This was terrible. I cannot think of a worse movie. I got nothing. I am not understanding what everybody else saw and why everybody else is just so blown away and saying how scary it was and how good it was and intense. Baby, what am I missing? I did not like this at all. This was terrible. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.